So one of the things I get asked all the time is how often should I get adjusted? So let's give you some data. I want to answer that with data, not opinion. So the reality being is that your spine is your lifeline, right? So the brain is in your skull. It comes down through the top two upper cervical bones, which is your brainstem, and then it makes the spinal cord, and then the nerves come out from that to the rest of your body, right? So literally every single organ, cell, tissue in your body is controlled and coordinated by your brain and your spine. So how often should you be adjusted? So we're gonna go to Spine Journal. Spine Journal is one of the most prestigious medical journals in the world. Every neurosurgeon, medical doctor, orthopedic surgeon, they get a lot of their research out of that journal when it comes to the spine and nervous system. And according to this journal, when a bone is stuck in the spine, so a bone that is out of alignment and it's not in its normal position and it's stuck, within 48 hours to 10 days, within 48 hours to 10 days, that joint will begin to become arthritic and permanently damaged. So how often should you get adjusted? Well, the reality being that most people start chiropractic care when they're 45 or older means that they typically will have 20 or 30, 40 years of being stuck. So you can only imagine how bad the spine is when they come into a chiropractor. So the first part of the answer is that every patient that's been out of alignment for longer than 10 to 14 days is going to need at least some sort of corrective program based on anywhere from 90 days to 12 months. Why? Well, it takes 90 days to change and reverse injury in a spine minimum, soft tissue, bone, ligament, joint. So if you've been out of alignment for longer than 10 days, you're going to need at least 90 days of care. I do have people that come in that have been out of alignment for 20 or 30 years, and they're going to need some sort of corrective process to stabilize and strengthen the spine. So that's part one. And in a corrective care model, you could be seen daily, as much as daily, for up to 90 days to a year. Not everybody needs that, but that can be what is necessary to get a spine unlocked and stable and healed. Now, ultimately, the second part of the answer is then what do you do after that? Well, the reality being is because your spine is your lifeline, everything in your body is controlled by that guy. Your health, your function, your healing, everything's controlled by your brain and spinal cord. It makes sense to me, which is what I do. I get checked on a regular basis every 10 to 14 days. And I will do that until the day I pass on and go to heaven. Why? Because I want a healthy spine. People go get their nails done, people get their face done, people go get their hair done, people go get tans, people go get all these things, massages. None of that adds to your health life, but being in alignment does. Everything in life, when it's aligned, works better. So the reality being is once the spine is as stable as it's going to get, it makes sense to get your spine checked on an average of every 10 to 14 days. In a highly stressed environment, it should be even more that you should get checked. Why? Because again, if you come see me today and you go out of alignment tomorrow and I don't see you again for another 2 months, your body is actually going backwards. You're creating more arthritis, you're creating more disc damage, more nerve damage. And then believe it or not, a spine is out of alignment for longer than 2 weeks, we start to see brain damage. Yes, the neural circuits of the brain start to malfunction. So again, how often should you get adjusted? The research says at least every 10 to 14 days for as long as you want a healthy spine. Love you, appreciate you, see you next time.